What's up YouTube? Eric here from MajorLeagueTrading.com coming at you with another free nightly video. And it has been some time since I've done one of these. It might be a little bit rusty, but hopefully we can keep it on pace here and actually put out some good information. So took a little bit of break from doing these, but we're going to be bringing them back. So let me know in the comments below if you guys do enjoy these videos. Give me a like, thumbs up, all of those things, and subscribe if you haven't already. So with all of those things out of the way, let's take a look at the markets here from today. And I think the thing to note that's the biggest piece that's standing out to me is if we come over here and take a look at the daily chart, just from the past couple of weeks here, and you can see this daily chart's a bit of a mess here, but the thing that stands out is consistently we've gap down on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We rally that back. Now, not last Friday, but the Friday before, we got some pretty aggressive selling, right? And then the same thing happens again on Monday. Monday, gap down, rally, rally, rally. Friday, we catch some selling. This week, however, and it's been down in this kind of same area here, whether it's the S&Ps or the Nasdaq, doesn't really make a difference, right? They're both pretty much doing the same thing. Subtle little differences, right? S&Ps gapped under this time than that time. Nasdaq didn't. There's a little bit of differences with the Russell and the Dow and stuff as well. But the question becomes is like, okay, we've done this same thing now 3 times in a row. And then if we scroll back and take a look at last night's overnight session, we were actually trading down here into 60-20s, which is right down in here, which was a decent gap down again, right? The low ended up being, 60-15s, give or take. And then we managed to rally that back into the bell today. So does it repeat? Is the third time the charm? And it rallies and finally is able to get up here into 61.43s and maybe push up through that. And the answer is I don't exactly know, but there are a couple things in which I'm watching for here. So we did talk about, the Russell. That one looks a little bit different here. We did definitely get that gap down last week. We rallied it back. This week, however, we're not really able to get as much going so far out of the Russell like we did the S&Ps or the Nasdaq today. And then same thing here again for the Dow, looking very, very similar to that S&P and Nasdaq chart. Now, with that kind of thought process in mind, there are a couple untested overnight lows from these gap downs that we have yet to trade down into, right? And if we go back and kind of take a look at these, you can see there's a level down in here, 59.35 area. That just so happens to be really, really close to 59.21.75s, right? These lows from down in here, this was last Sunday, where the gap down is super, super close to 59.21.75s, which is an important level that we have down here. And the same thing is true in the Nasdaq. There's some lower levels and things that it had traded in the overnight session that have not traded during regular trading hours. So now on the day, we did manage to hold up and do pretty much exactly what the morning write-up said, which was pullbacks into 60-74 quarters. And then from there, we could rally. If we could hold that on divergences, it would look really good. And we did, in fact, get exactly that. And I was live streaming this morning, and we were able to capture a good portion of this entire move here. We did get this divergence down here in the Russell. That gave us our signals. We were able to take long entries in the S&Ps. We took long entries in the Nasdaq. And we closed those out for about 85 points in the Nasdaq. It was a really, really sweet little trade there. Basically from opening prints right in through here. All the way up into, I believe the exit was on this bar in particular. So just one bar off of the highs there. Ends up being a really, really nice kind of little morning there. So we've kicked off Monday with a really solid plan. It came together nicely. We executed upon it. And so now the question is, what do we do from here? And I think the main thing, twofold, is that we do have some decent earnings names coming up. We've got Shopify, Coke, SMCI, Upstart, DoorDash. some of these more kind of volatile names, if you will, if they can get a decent move going. But the bigger names, I don't think we're going to really see until later this week. So, we've got Reddit, Robinhood, Datadog, Coinbase, Twilio, Moderna, probably just a dog, Airbnb. So there's some decent ones here, kind of PANW even, coming in later this week on Wednesday and Thursday. And that's where I really think that we're going to see the vast majority of our trading opportunity for the week. But in terms of the indices here, I'm kind of in this interesting position where, yes, I do think we have room to trade up into 61.4350s, which is about 60 points away from here in the S&Ps. But if we crack under this 60.74 and a quarter, then I'm going to be very standoffish in terms of longs. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to get super aggressive to the downside unless we take out 60.43. And if we do take out 60.43, then I think there's a very easy first target, and I put easy in quotes, down into 60.20s, which gives us 23 points worth of room, which is really nice. And then from there, if we do fail this 60.20 level, I think we're straight down into 59.2175s, which is what would actually be like the trade of the week, right? Like that's the big move is if we can get down under these levels, then we open the door to get 59.2175s. Now, does that happen after we trade 61.43s? Like, do we just continue to push higher tomorrow and get up into 61.43s? I'm not entirely sure. I'm definitely open to that still, but 60.74 is going to be my line in the sand. If we get beneath that level, I'm holding off on longs. As long as we're above it, though, I'm open to continuing to play to the upside. Now, in the Nasdaq, it's a little bit of a different story here. I'm kind of stuck because we're right in between 21.935s and 21.711s to the downside. And this was the level in which I really wanted to see trade today and then trade up into 935s. Now, you can see we front ran that level here by a little bit, 20, 30 points or so. And then at the same time, we front ran 21.935s here. So my game plan now in the Nasdaq is a little bit different. I'm open to longs up over 21.935s. You can see we rejected from there last week. This was on Friday. That level was in place before Friday, so we did pop up through there. We did get rejected from it. And then now we're trying to, fight back this move from Friday, and we're doing a decent job. But if we do get up through 21.935s, then I'm open to longs, and the targets on the week would be into 22.312 and a quarter. Now, at the same time, one of the reasons in which I'm cautious here, much like we front ran this 21.711s here today, we front ran 21.39250s last week, right over in here. So you can see this would have been last Tuesday. We traded 21.405, so 13 points worth of front run of the 21.392s. Now, if we fail 21.711s, then I'm going to be looking for us to make the move to 21.392s. If we fail 21.39250s, then we really open the door for this to get aggressive to the downside, and that likely happens with the S&Ps also cracking their level and working down into 59.2175s. So it's going to be really interesting this week. It just depends on which one of these levels to the upside or to the downside we can take out first. But right now, inside of this range for the Nasdaq, I'm not super interested in looking to do anything at the moment. So, a couple other things that stand out here for me. We'll see kind of how those unfold here throughout the rest of the week. As always, I'll put my morning plan and all those things together inside the Discord for the write-up, and we'll see what this week unfolds. It's a good volatile looking week, but I think it might be a little bit tricky initially. Today was good, but I think it might be a little bit tricky initially trying to get out of this range, and then from there, I think we see a decent trend. So anyways, that's what I've got for tonight's free video. Take care, hope it helps, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.